Do the sands of time conceal evidence of a firestorm from space? Sodom and Gomorrah, two biblical cities destroyed by fire and brimstone. Is this a cautionary tale? Or are these actual cities that fall victim to a cosmic disaster of biblical proportions? An asteroid impact.
Science's job is supposed to investigate reality and truth. And they always said, well, you can't test the Bible. No, you can test the Bible.
Archaeologists dig for the truth among the ruins of Tal el-Hammam, located over 8 miles northeast of the Dead Sea. The ancient city appears to fit the biblical description of Sodom. Excavators dig down through the layers of dirt to what some believe is the approximate time period of Abraham and Lot, between 1750 and 1650 BC, the Middle Bronze Age. A spade suddenly hits a 4-foot layer of spongy ash. It's evidence that the city experienced some sort of sudden fiery catastrophe.
The archaeologist who comes up with a nice sulfur-laden burn level is beginning to convince me that he's dealing with the right place if it's down in the area where Sodom and Gomorrah might have been.
Within the sooty layer, archaeologists unearth a few human bones, violently mixed among smashed mud bricks and stones.
There were a few bones. The bones were jumbled and hyperextended and twisted, looked kind of ghastly, and the bones were charred. The dramatic thing is after its destruction, it's not reoccupied again until the Iron Age, which occurs 500 years later.
What could have caused such a massive inferno that rendered the city uninhabitable for generations? Evidence of fire spawns new theories. Some think the city was destroyed by a volcanic eruption. However, there's no evidence of volcanism in the region. Others suspect a massive earthquake might have triggered oil fires. Or perhaps an enemy sacked the city and set it ablaze.
We're talking about heat that vaporizes things. The gas fire is not going to reach the temperatures that we're talking about.
While sifting through the sand, archaeologists stumble upon something else quite unexpected. Pottery shards bearing a mysterious layer of greenish glaze. The discovery is baffling. The glazing of pottery isn't invented until over 800 years after the alleged time period of Sodom.
I have looked at pottery from Tel el-Hammam that had a coating of greenish glaze on it, despite the fact that glazing as a surface treatment was not common in that region until the Middle Ages. So being on such an early piece of pottery, the feeling is that it has to come from some other cause.
The glaze on the pottery shards appears to have been produced by extreme heat at over 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit and then quickly cooled.
The whole point is that it has to be a very high temperature burning, not just a normal fire burning, but something stronger than that.
The glazing on the pottery bears a striking resemblance to trinitite, the glass produced by the first atomic bomb tests at the Trinity site in New Mexico in 1945.
In an airburst event, what happens is you get a fireball that makes a big bubble. This bubble then collapses upon itself, and that's how you get the stem. And what happens is all the material, all the dirt that's thrown up into that stem then gets entrapped into the fireball, and that material just simply melts as droplets and falls back down. And that's how you got the trinitite. These are examples of rocks we found down at Trinity site. Here's a standard piece of trinitite that has the nice shiny surface on top. And in this particular case, it has the beaded bottom. So there's all these little beads dropped out of the sky first. And the shiny top here is a agglomeration of all the beads that were still melted.
Similar glass has been found in the Sahara Desert in Libya. But its formation predates the atomic age by almost 30 million years.
Here's a natural example of a type of glass that was formed in the Libyan desert during an airburst event, we think, some 30 million years ago. Think of the intense heating it took to turn desert sand into this glassy material.
There were no nuclear bombs then, so the only conclusion that can produce that kind of power and more is a cosmic impact.
No impact crater is found in the entire region of the Middle East. So the only other thing that could produce such staggeringly high temperatures would be an asteroid that explodes in the Earth's atmosphere. A cosmic airburst.
The temperatures inside the center of one of these airbursts are incredibly high, much more immense than, for example, the temperature of a volcano or even like an oil fire, which may only reach a few thousand degrees.
So could a cosmic airburst have destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah?